So if you can't sleep, the Madeleine has been taken hostage by the IOF. They were boarded illegally in the Palestinian waters. Illegally. That's all I gotta say. Illegally. One of these officials at the what are we calling them? Zombieville over there in that part of the world decided that it was okay to take the ship and to do whatever the hell they wanted by any means necessary. I mean, it could be violent. And they've basically, I've posted 2 videos on Greta Thunberg talking about sending information to the Swedish government, to the French government, the Turkish government, and the Spanish government. It's important that you guys go and look at what I've posted on my page, on my profile, with the Madeleine being taken. And you as citizens of this planet, if you give a shit about other people, because if it was you, you'd want all of us to start calling our representative, but most importantly, you need to contact their government demanding absolute release. What they're doing, I'm going to call them zombies. We've decided that Zios equals zombies because there's an incredible levels of insanity we've never seen. I don't think we've seen this kind of crazy in a long fucking time. And if you want to help, it's on my profile page with all of the names. Well, not all of the names, because one of the names, oh, I forgot this actor's name. He was in Games of Thrones. He was on that ship. So they've illegally, these people, I don't even know how to say this. It's so upsetting. These people were bringing symbolic, not even any supplies, enough. It was more of a symbol. They were bringing baby formula. They were bringing medicine. The flotilla was too small. Andromeda Flame was talking about it. We were, there was a kind of like a satellite mapping of their ship as it was progressing. It was hugging the coastline, trying to stay out of harm's way and to do their due diligence. And it was decided that it was best by the zombie government. That's it. That's what I'm going to call them. That it would be a good idea to do that. So let me just say that any harm coming to these people is, it's an act of you know what. And that's insane shit. They should let these people go. These are humanitarians. We know how the zombies have treated the journalists. We had a World War II, and we had, how many journalists died? I think between 60 and 100. It was, by the way, it was from 1939 to 1945, and about 100 journalists died. And in just 1 year, they were able to remove over 200 journalists. 1 year, targeting them with their helmets on and their jackets. So these zombies have decided that this is the way to go. And apparently they want to pick a fight. And they are really trying to get people losing their shit. And these zombies really think they're within their rights to do this shit. So I would say to you, do a lot of studying about Tantora. There's a great documentary called Tantora, From the Lips of These Zombies. From the lips of these zombies, listen to what these guys are saying. They're old men who walked into a country whose arms were open, okay? And in 1948, that's how they thanked him. Listen to what these old men talk about Tantora. It was a village in Palestine, completely demolished, and what they did to the people from their own lips. And I think that any one of us can understand that if we were being attacked, if you had your house and you open your house to someone and you let them, in out of the beautiful heart that you have, when you came back from groceries and suddenly they were literally telling you that you had no right to your house, you'd lose your shit, okay? I don't think there's a human being on this planet who can't figure that one out. Stealing people's property. So, but this act By the way, a lot of humanitarians have tried to come in to deliver aids. You probably haven't been following this, but if you have, you'll remember. Settlers were tenting out, having barbecues. By the way, they were having a barbecue this weekend, right on the edge of Gaza, to taunt them with food and music and laughter. That's not fucking normal behavior. I don't think there's a person alive that can connect to that. They're telling me to tell you a story of World War II. No, it was World War One. Excuse me. It was World War One, where the Germans were on one side and I think the British were on the other. And on Christmas Day, even that war had anger. Where the Germans were on one side and I think the British were on the other. And on Christmas Day, even that war had anger. This shit is unhinged, what we're watching. And by the way, it's not a war because they're fighting kids in diapers. There was I'm going to remind you of a lot of things maybe you've forgotten. This is why Greta Thunberg, this actor on Games of Thrones, it was a small flotilla. I think there were 12 people and the captain. That's it. They didn't mean any harm. They weren't going to do anything crazy. They just wanted to deliver baby formula. Can you imagine? Imagine that. That's a crime. Apparently, it's an international crime. So on my profile page, by the way, look up Madeleine on Telegram and you'll see all kinds of videos. Post your own. You can repost mine or post your own and do your due diligence as a human being, as a fucking human being. Talk about this shit. This is not acceptable behavior by any means, by any nation. There's a lot more I'd like to fucking talk about. But the social media that we have been muzzled by, there's another thing we need to start talking about as a people. And the politically correctness that we're always afraid of. Senator Lindsey Graham was threatening her. It was wild. I'm going to watch the Tantura documentary tomorrow. Please do. God bless you for doing that. It's brutal. You better have a comedy movie right after that to wash your consciousness out of that. It's fucking brutal. I've never seen such evil in my life. And that's saying something because I've been on the planet a while. Okay? I'm an elder. And so Greta Thunberg, there's an innocence to her. There's a naivete to her. Because we knew that these zombies weren't going to let it go. We knew. I think we all knew. We were holding our breath for the best, going, they can't be that stupid. They cannot be that stupid. Let the ship go in, drop off their shit, and let it leave. But they are that stupid. They are. Because this could become an international issue. And if you study how World War I and II started, it was fucking benign shit. It was actually dumber than this. Okay? And then it was like a domino effect. I forgot the details, but I just remember as a kid in class going, holy fuck, that's why it started? Over that dumb shit? Yeah, dumb shit can start fucking massive domino effects. So these zombies just don't know anything. I reposted about her. Beautiful. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. And we got to do our best. So go on. This is just it's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like fucking exhausted, and I'm sure they're exhausted. And I want you to go on FB, go to the Swedish consulate, write your letter. I have a sample letter that I put on my on my profile page on the actual one. You'll see it's how do you pronounce it? Al-Jarad or Al-Jarid. I'm sorry. It's all in Arabic. You'll see it. I posted it because we're seeing them actually with their hands up in the air being arrested. Like for what? For bringing baby formula? Are you fucking for real? Is this a joke? And you'll see the other one where it goes directly with Greta Thunberg. I put in my comment section. I'm going to upload this video. I'm going to have a sample letter. And I got it from ChatGPT. Copy and paste that letter or do your own. And ChatGPT will translate the letter in every language. I sent it to the French government and to the Turkish government and to the Spanish government. I literally sent it one email. They'll see their email addresses on it. And I sent it to all three governments. The Turkish government, I sent it to their messenger on Facebook, just so you know what I did. And the Swedish government is a pain in a fucking ass. I was going on Facebook. I could not add the letter. I've got to figure it out tomorrow morning, like later this morning, to do it. I know they know that they've been arrested, they've been detained, unlawfully detained, because again, they were on Palestinian waters. And the shit's getting real, folks. The shit's getting real. And we as citizens of this planet, we need to put foot to ass and take the fucking gloves off and let our leaders know we will not fucking consent to your fucking bullshit another year. You're not pushing this motherfucking situation to 2026. You can fucking stop. And we need to do it on a spiritual level, on a manifestation level, and so forth. I'm pretty sure you have more rights in Area 51 than Gaza. Thank you. Bingo. Very well put. Very well put. Sadly. I wish you were wrong. I don't know, folks. I'm not sure. Andromeda Flame and I and Water Bear Medicine, we did a live on all kinds of different subjects, but we did talk about a flotilla towards the end. If you want to check that live, you can actually, if you don't want to find out about Aubrey Marcus and all the bullshit, go right into Andromeda Flame. You'll see her halfway through the video. And the reason I'm bringing that up is right now we're seeing a massive collapse of the 1%. They're basically being completely exposed for the fuckery that they have done to us for over 2,000 years, number one. Number two, our heroes are being toppled over like statues, like wooden statues. And we have to realize that we are the community that is emerging out of this shit show. And so those things may sound symbolic, or it may sound impossible, or it may look like absolutely horrible. We have to realize that for us to go into new earth energy, and for us to actually live in a planet that's not about paying to live, you know what I mean? We have the ability to be free in the way, and we live in a sovereign planet in 5D. This is what we've been talking about for years. This is the price, sadly. And we are at the birthing canal. We're feeling the pangs. We're dilating, we're opening, and we are, giving birth to a new world, Satya Yuga. And I go spiritual and political all the time. If you don't know me, that's how I roll. Because nothing that impacts people in a system of injustice can be allowed by the spiritual community, and yet it has been. Many people in the spiritual community have been very, very silent because of their fear of being blackballed, losing followers, not getting your likes, and all that shit. And what I'm going to say is that you cannot be a spiritual person bringing in the 5D new earth without talking about what is harming our people, not just in America, our homeless population, our homeless vet who have all been betrayed by the system, but also what's happening to these people in Palestine. And it's not politically correct. Why isn't it politically correct? I grew up watching hippies in the late 60s, early 70s. I was a little kid, but I remember coming to this country and visiting and seeing, my father, by the way, was an American soldier in World War II. And, but anyway, we visit from Europe, and they were out picketing and protesting the Vietnam War, and they were safe to do it. It was their right to do it, except for that Kent State thing that happened, which, if you don't know what I mean, look it up. Because I can't say it here. But what I will say is that what we need to do is use AI to our benefits. We need to roadmap and blueprint a strategic way to protest in a different way, using social media in a clever way, in a very millennial Gen X way, Gen Z way, boomer way. We have to get together and stop the gender wars, which is what they've wanted all along. That's why we've got women hating men and men hating women, and the red pillars and the bullshit, and we're against gays, we're against this needs to fucking stop. I don't like your color skin. Why is your color skin better than my color? I mean, it needs to end. Don't you get it? We've been played. So now we need to form a community of advocacy for justice and generous hearts. If we want 5D, we need to fucking show up at the meeting, and we need to get shit done. It doesn't just show up at your door knocking, would you like a new life? That's not how it works. Good morning. So that's it. I really don't have much more to say. I mean, what can you say? The Madeleine was taken. It was boarded. Look up all the information. Just look Madeleine. That's all you have to do. MADLEEN flotilla or whatever on Telegram, and you'll see all these videos. And I would suggest download it. Do your own content with it. I'm not kidding. Do your own fucking content. Yeah, you can repost mine, other people's. Fucking repost. Get the algorithm to flood the system so that we can get people to, get going. Any other questions? Alice Frequency, thanks for being here. Any other questions? Because that's it. If you're interested in any of the lives I've been doing on the Mary Magdalene Yeshua template, look at that, because that destruction of the divine masculine and feminine has been the reason why we've been subjugated for so long. There's a lot, okay? I'm trying to paraphrase. It's too late. I'm exhausted. But try to get it together, okay? Get it together. Talk to your family and friends. And they've been taking them now. They are in my prayers. I know. I'm going to visualize them being released. They need to be released. Period. End of story. It's not a joke. Okay? They do not need to be harmed, abused, starved. They do not. The level of cruelty that we're seeing is, honestly, if you're not concerned by this, if you think it's funny, this shit, then there's something wrong with you. I'm not a clinician, but that's psychopathic fucking behavior. If you don't think this is serious, if your heart doesn't burn for the injustice we've seen for the last damn near, 18 months now? Did you ever think it would last this long? It's absurd. It's completely absurd. And at the end of the day, when you drop your body, if you do the best that you can within the parameters of what you can do, meaning some of you have jobs as doctors, you can't say shit, then do it covertly. Use a dummy email. I'm not joking. Do it covertly, but get it done. And repost through a dumb account, through a burner phone, whatever. I'm not kidding. These people need help. This needs to end. The zombies need to be stopped. This is insane shit. It's not even normal. And I've never seen anything so insane in my life, except for, what happened with the Germans, okay, in the 40s. I mean, that was unhinged shit, especially as we got data as what had been done to innocent women, children, and men. And wrong is wrong. One race of people doesn't get to get better treatment than another. No one is superior. No one is fucking chosen. No one's better than the other. Every life is valued. I don't care what the fuck your color skin is. I don't care if you're orange, purple, brown, black, yellow, or red, or white. What matters to me, and it shouldn't matter to you, is that every human being has a right to thrive, walk free, breathe clean air, drink water. Apparently the Nestle CEO thought, having clean water is not a human right. I'm not joking. This is a famous quote. Okay? So we've got some problems with some of these elite idiots. We should all stop going to work, go into lockdown. Well, let me just say that the civil rights movement did that. They would do that. They would actually organize to stop shit. That's how they won peacefully a new way of living, the ability to remove Jim Crow. So, Alice, it's not a bad idea. But the apathy of this country is a fucking joke. The apathy is real. And I forgot, yeah, I was going through my photos. There's a quote. Hang on for a quick. Let me see if I can find it no, I probably can't. But it's in Woodstock, New York, actually. And I took a picture of that 5 years ago, and I came across it today. And it said that liberty was only, I'm paraphrasing, liberty was only confirmed and a human right if apathy was the only way you could destroy the right to be free, the right to live in liberty. Apathy. And we have been apathetic. And we don't have to hit the streets because it's what we are tolerating. Exactly. And we're tolerating a lot of shit. When African Americans decided to organize, because it was just too much. It was just too much. And Jewish people, white people, Asian people, Native American indigenous people walked with Martin Luther King. It took a collective, women, everyone who had a heart, who understood the injustice, walked together. We have to do it a different way. We have to you guys are really good at social media. You're really good at making things go viral. And we make the stupidest shit go viral. Stupid shit like Demure and a new fucking camera. And it's insane the amount of fucking time shit we're wasting on just bullshit when we really want a better life. So right now we need to get these people released into the care of their separate governments because this is not okay. And the second thing we need to make go viral is 5D, New Earth. Eckhart Tolle wrote the book New Earth. You know, the author of The Power of Now. The power of now means you manifest what you want as if it's happening now. What do you want now? I hate to say this, but I say this to my clients. You want a happy life. You want X, Y, and Z. If you weren't in 5D, you wouldn't have these problems. It would be done. I'm not saying don't ask for what you want. I'm saying make it part of your list that New Earth is part of what you want to happen. And we are also fighting with people who want the Sarah Connor, Terminator, Mad Max world. I'm not joking. They're chomping at the bit. They're the preppers who are like really ready and excited to get it on, right? They want to pick a fight. And if you're like me, that's not what I want. I want New Earth. I want peace. I want generosity, abundance for everyone. I want us to be left the fuck alone so we can live and watch our children and grandchildren grow in fucking peace. Not being stressed out, working 3 jobs to survive, and God forbid you get sick and you're fucked and you might even be 1 paycheck away from being homeless. And so we need to support each other as a community. Because a lot of spiritualists are shutting their mouth. They won't say a fucking word. Because it's not sexy to talk about injustice. Okay? Injustice is just, it's such a downer. You know, I don't want to be negative. I just want to keep my peace. I just want to be a Zen. Let me do my malas. It's such bullshit. I think that what's happening is that the hypocrisy is finally collapsing from within. We get to see it in Technicolor with fucking surround sound. And there's no excuse. And the universe is saying, what do you want? Because we can go down the Mad Max road or we can go into New Earth road. And the irony is you guys in past lives lived in New Earth. You lived in that kind of community. You lived in 5D before. What, you think the planet's always been in 3D density of bullshit? No, it hasn't. So it's about asking yourself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Thank you for inspiring us. We need to act now. Energetically. It's energetic. Don't. A lot of people will go into wanting to fight, right? They always want to fight. That people love to fucking fight, But as I said before, it doesn't work. It doesn't work long term. Look at all the revolutions we've had. It doesn't fucking work long term. Same bullshit, different day. Same bullshit, different date, different face, different name, same bullshit. Been going on for 2,000 years. It doesn't work. So now as spiritualists, right, we need to change the game by manifesting. This is why guys like Dr. Emoto, who did the water studies, showed us about how water could take energy and move energy based on how we affected the water through our moods, our words, our thoughts even. We've seen frequency sound destroy and heal people. We've been given tips for the last 75 years on very transcendental, spiritual, you could call it occult stuff about how we can change reality. So now, guess what? It's time to fucking actually do it. It's time for us to actually start visualizing, meditating, bringing in 5D, and you don't have to do it with me. We don't have to do it together at the same time. We do it separately, and if 144,000 of us did it, the fucking switch off on the bullshit would go off, and a new switch of enlightenment would turn on. We would topple crap like a domino effect. It would be a tsunami no one could stop. Billions wouldn't fucking stop it. No amount of billions could stop it. But it has to come from a serious group of light bringers who believe and value in their own individual power, that they actually believe that they matter, that they realize that in them doing the work, visualization work and the energy work, that there's nothing can stop them. And that's going to be the most important thing. If you don't love yourself, that's something we can work on. But I need you to believe in your power to manifest magic. You don't have to love every part of yourself to be able to be gifted, having the skill sets to do this kind of work. 2025 is the year 9. It is a master number. No matter what these motherfuckers have told you, it was never 11. That's the muzzled lion. It was never 22. It isn't. It's 9, God's number. If I add 9 plus 3, what does it come out to? Go ahead. 12. What is 1 plus 2? 3. The mathematics of that, you can look it up on my playlist under numerology. Look up 9. This is the year we plant the seeds of what we want. You're either going to be apathetic and lazy as fuck and do absolutely nothing, which means you're not even going to meditate, visualize, journal, present tense, new earth. Or you're going to fucking do it because this is the year we plant our seeds. A 9 year is not going to happen for another, 12 years, if I'm correct? I could be wrong. I don't know. Again, I'm exhausted. But what I do know about 9 is this is the year. And if you've ever studied presidents, kings, rulers, they always had occultists, astrologers, and seers, advisors, because they understood planetary positions, and I understand numerology. I also know this is the year. Next year is 10, the Wheel of Fortune. And 10 is the sun because it's 1. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, Isis, Osiris. It's the Wheel of Fortune in Kabbalah numerology, and it's the Wheel of Fortune in Tarot. Why is this important? It's very important because the Wheel of Fortune is upright. Isis, Osiris is the masculine and feminine. It's the yin and yang. 1 is Ra, the sun, clarity. It also includes healing. If we don't get our shit together, 2027 comes in at 11, the muzzled lion. But it brings in light, 2, right? 1 plus 1 is 2, the high priestess. connected to the moon. And the moon is, how do I get there? I can't really see clearly. How is this going to work out? So to be honest, we better plant our seeds now. Because in 2 years from now, if we haven't planted righteous seed, powerful seeds of pure intentions, we're going to be fucked in 11. 12, which is 2028. I could go on with you, and I've done it before. But the point is, it's all here. My number is 9. Procrastination is karma. Very good. I love that. We can all do visuals. Yes, that's what in the present tense. Always in the present tense. And you say, I'm so grateful I live in 5D. Oh my God, I'm so happy. If you guys have kids, see your kids happy in 5D. It's all 5D. The billionaires are not a match to 5D. I actually put it through. Not only did I meditate on that question, but I also put it through ChatGPT, and I asked, will billionaires be in 5D? And they said no, they're not a match. I've been saying this for months, but it never occurred to me to ask. So I did ask ChatGPT, and it said no. They will either have to move into the frequency of 5D, which is letting go of all these material possessive bullshit, or they will not be part of 5D. They will not be in 5D. And I really, really, I don't know how I can convince you. I really need you to believe in other things besides your 3D eyes and your monkey mind in the steel trap of these little brains we've been given, these monkey brains. We are much more powerful than this. We are multidimensional light beings. And I've said it before, the fact that we fucking remember our past lives, the fact that we know something better, we feel it. That's why many of the starseeds are going through massive depressions, because they're homesick as fuck. It makes no sense. The system isn't, the millennials and Gen Xers are coming through, and they totally do not believe in this. They know there's better. Why would they know there's better? Well, because they've lived in other realms, in other dimensions on this planet when it was better. When it was 5D. And if you want to understand the details, you can listen to some of my lives on YouTube, right? And go down the list of shit that, like I've been talking a lot about the template of the sacred masculine and feminine and the corruptness and the fracture created 2,000 years ago, at least. But we've always had the template of divine masculine, Shiva Shakti, Krishna Radha, Rama Sita, Yeshua Mary Magdalene was the only one we had for the Western world. I kid you not. We had Isis Osiris. But for the Western world, we probably have others that have been buried alive by the powers that be. I'm sure we had others. We do have myths of gods and goddesses, but we're talking about the divine, masculine, equal in every way of the masculine and feminine walking shoulder to shoulder in power and their divinity, in their sacred union. And it was fractured by elites to make sure we would never come together, because together, it's like the yin and yang, the actual puzzle, right? You've got the black and the white moving together in like a flowing water system. And we've always been the missing piece. Kind of like the broken heart in half, where people have this weird idea of buying a fucking heart that's half, and the other half goes to the other person. You couldn't have me put that around my neck if you paid me, because the frequency of that symbol is, I have a broken heart, you have half, I have the other, instead of we're together, a whole heart as a necklace. What an idea. So everything is symbolic. And so we need to, if you can't sleep, or you're getting up early, or wherever you are in the world, if you're traveling, going to work, by bus, by train, by car, say the name of the ship, Madleen. Say Om Namah Shivaya, Madleen. Om Namah Shivaya, Madleen. Om Namah Shivaya, Madleen. You can look up my mantras again on my playlist. Why am I saying that? Because Shiva is this destroyer of blocks. Okay? It's the destroyer of blocks. It's the destroyer. There's another one that's really powerful, Kali. Actually, it's connected to Durga. It's Om Dum Durgaye Namaha Madleen. I would actually do that. I'm going to recommend you guys do a mantra, very short mantra. The best and the easiest one is Om Namah Shivaya. You'll see it on my playlist. Madleen, because you want to do that as a mantra while you don't have to do it out loud, in your head, to destroy the blocks that are keeping these people unlawfully detained. And how can I convince you that these mantras work? I can't. I don't have time. But I can tell you that none of us are idiots, and none of us would be doing mantras and meditating 20, 30, 40 minutes a day or more per day if the shit didn't work. We're not done with our time. Time is precious. So clearly it works. Mantras work. Sanskrit works. Again, to repeat myself, Sanskrit is a mathematical language. NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory uses Sanskrit to code AI and their other computers. This is known. It's on their website, okay? So I'm not telling you something that isn't there. Mantra works, exactly. So whatever you want to do, get it done. Do whatever you can. Some of you are in professional situations where you cannot even be exposed because they'll go after you. And I'm fully aware of that. I'm not going to have you put yourself in jeopardy. So please commit at least to the energy work, which is your business, what you're thinking, what you're visualizing. It's your fucking business. You can't be harmed. No one can know. No one has to know. I don't have to know. It's not my business either. So the very minimum, do that. Okay? But do something. Don't fucking consent with apathy. Don't fucking consent because you think you don't matter. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. You matter. They've wanted us to never believe we mattered for centuries. And people like me have to keep telling you, you matter. And if you don't stay, I'm going to give you an example of why you matter. I hope it's a good example. If it's not, tell me. I'll come up with another one. When people take their own lives out of despair, and you hear about it, you might just get the name, the age of the person, and when they just did it yesterday, right? And you don't even have a picture of them, but it fucking hits you to find out a 17-year-old did it, a 25-year-old did it, a 35-year-old did it. It hits you. Why? Because they mattered. And then you find out they're no longer living and breathing. And you wonder for a minute or two of your day, or maybe even longer, why did they do it? Do you see what I'm saying? So in the worst circumstance, with the worst example I could give you, do you see how people matter? Even the ones that give up and hate themselves so badly, because it's like, I don't want to hear this anymore in my head. I want this to stop. So I'm going to stop everything, right? Because I refuse to use the word unalivened. I think it's a piece of shit of a word. So when that happens, it matters, doesn't it? It's hit you, hasn't it? When you heard of somebody who in your high school or junior high that lost their life per accident, per a car accident, whatever, however, or despair, you couldn't shake it for a while. They mattered, didn't they? That's my point. You fucking matter, but you matter in a positive way. You can actually use your positive, loving, generous heart to make a massive change for yourself and for future generations from your bloodline and bloodlines you've incarnated in for many centuries. That's what you need to understand. So moving forward, it's not about the old dark ways of uprising or creating havoc or chaos. It's about doing what the elite always knew. They use egregores and energy against us. We use energy and egregores for the new earth. I hope that makes sense. I've got massive visual details in my other videos on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. I have over almost 700 videos. Just go through the titles and see what hits you. And you'll be divinely directed to the right video. Because I'm telling you, this shit works. If you don't know anything about the concept of manifestation, I'm going to ask you to watch the documentary The Secret by Rhonda Burns from the very beginning. If you don't see a man who's Egyptian running around with an emerald tablet, that's not the version I want you to watch. I want you to watch the version of him running out of a pyramid with the emerald tablet. Okay? There are a lot of people trying to debunk a lot of shit because they want to make sure we never rise off our knees. Because when we rise and stand on our own 2 feet as a collective of spiritual, powerful force, it's game over. And they are grasping at anything to keep us down, and there's not much left for them to do. So rise in your own power. Please learn the difference between corrupted downloads and clear downloads. And learn as much as you can from people like me. I mean, what do I mean by that? People, you may look at a person that's a content creator that has maybe 2,000 views, followers, but that doesn't mean they're not wise. The ones that have 1.2 or 8.2 million doesn't mean they're wise either. If people are playing within the safe realm and they're calling themselves coaches and spiritualists and guides, and they're not saying anything that's going to be triggering or, what's the word, politically incorrect or within the realms of the New Age toxic movement that we're seeing, that collapse as well, then move on. There are some incredible creators. Andromeda Flame is one. Water Bear Madison is another. But to be politically correct is a term to incite fear, to speak your truth. If you step in dog shit, you can always fucking repair and apologize. But if you stay silent, muzzled, there's nothing that can be done. No changes can happen. So to be politically correct means you've actually just tied yourself up to a chair. Don't fucking do that. I'll never do that. Don't ever fucking do that. I'll apologize if I fuck up, but I'd rather fuck up than not. Don't let people threaten you. Don't let people tell you, you know, whatever you say will be on the internet forever. Good. Fuck off. If somebody says, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to, whatever you say, whatever you write, make sure it's kind. Or if it's not kind, if you're taking off the gloves, make sure it's warranted. Right? But don't fucking silence yourself, because that's exactly what they've been doing. Silencing us, asking us to basically shut the fuck up. And use the various terms through social media about being demure. And again, I'm repeating myself, and doing all of these things to make sure that we are politically correct. That's not always we don't want to be politically correct anymore. This is why we're in the shit show right now. Because we have been too fucking careful. And if you've never, and again, I hate that book. I fucking hate it, but it's true. Read 1984 by Orwell. If you've never read it, go on, get it on. There's Audible has it on a play. It's like a play. There's like 4 or 5 actors. Go ahead and listen to that. Okay, listen to it in that way, and understand what they've been doing to us through language. And Andromeda Flame talked and broke down how language affects the common people when it's removed. And how pasteurizing language, which George Carlin was a master at breaking down language. If it's been like 3 to 5 years since you've watched a George Carlin, fucking go ahead and watch 5 or 6 of his videos. Remind yourself of who we are. Remind yourself of where we're going. Remind yourself of how we've been really fractured in the way we express ourselves. There was a time where we couldn't even say vac. We still can't, actually, because they'll flag it. So we have to creatively come up with ways. Metaphoric language has to be our new power in saying something. Using British terms that won't be picked up from this. Using various ways to describe something. Like when I describe the word, I talked about it in length, grape. I actually describe it in a way that will not be censored and yet is very evocative of what that word should mean. Not a fucking bunch of fruit. So, words are magical. Everyone loves to say word is like spelling. It's a spelling. Great. Fucking great. Thanks for that. But you still haven't told me how to fucking use words to bring in passion in people's hearts. So, fuck spelling. Use fucking words that mean words. When you're around people and you're at the coffee table at work, or you're with your mother or father, or you're with one of your kids, if they say unalivened, fucking correct them. Don't let them stain us and lobotomize our passions. Don't let them do that. Correct people. Oh, you mean killed? Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, okay, well then that's the word, right? We're not on social media right now. I'm sorry, am I doing a live with you and I'm not aware of it? Like, make them feel almost foolish. Why? Because it's time for us to corral the bullshit. All right? So, new thinking, new speaking, language can have negative connotations, especially English. Well, I mean, this is why also one has to be multilingual. Learn a language, man. There's all kinds of apps. There's no excuse for you not to know a second language. And don't get pressured. Oh, well, what's the most popular? No, learn whatever the fuck language you want. You want to learn Portuguese? Learn Portuguese. You want to learn Spanish? Learn Spanish. You want to learn Mandarin? Learn it. Who gives a fuck? Most people that are bilingual, trilingual, speak using I'm not kidding. In French, I can say, it's franc-anglais, which means French-English. And we weave in and out of the language because that word's perfect for that, but that word's better for that. And the communication is quite interesting in that way. So learn more than one language so you can express yourself with more efficacy, and just learn what is going, like go back to the George Carlin videos, just go all the way back to his work. It was brilliant. I think he would have lost his shit during the lockdown. I'm glad he wasn't there to see it, to be honest, because it was absolutely ridiculous. I want to thank you for being here. I'll upload this video with the letter, and it's a sample letter, but you can do your own in ChatGPT if you want, but it'll be there. And do what you can for these people. They don't deserve to have been hijacked. It's insane. We live in a very strange time that is offering up on a silver platter the most magnificent time to come. We are holding magic in our hands, in our speech, in our consciousness, in our intention. And I need you to give people some fucking balls and put foot to ass, take off the gloves, or encourage and rah-rah people into realizing that every single one of us is massively important to the 5D new Earth. And without each other, we're not going to make it. Let me put it this way. Some of us will make it. The planet won't. And I don't mean apocalyptic shit. I mean, it won't make it in 5D. It will stay for another generation in 3D, and we definitely don't want that to happen. We want 2033 to be the final boom. Here it is. Some of us will not be alive to see it, but many of you will. Many of you will go, holy fuck. What the fuck happened? Like, wait, hang on. And I want you to have that experience. And for those of us who cross over on the other side, we'll be able to look down or look from wherever and go, yes, they made it. We fucking helped make them, come to this place. In our meeting each other's, informing each other's. How do you spell the name George? How do you spell the name George? Anyway, so thank you for asking such a question with no context. It doesn't even make sense. All right, well, I'm going to let you go. Oh, Orwell. Okay. Well, no, here, let me, okay. It's called 1984. That's all you have to do. 1984, George Orwell, here. And you're going to go on YouTube. Yeah, watch, there you go, okay? If you haven't read that, then you should also read Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. He wrote it in 1929. I read it when I was 17. I read it 10 or 20 times. I kid you not. I couldn't fucking believe it. And I saw an interview of Aldous Huxley in 1959, 30 years later, and he said, and pay attention, we're talking about 1959, which supposedly was so great, in the planet. But he said in 1959, I'm shocked that many of the things I wrote is coming to pass. He was shocked, and that was 1959. So, Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. All you have to do is put book, Brave New World. That's all you got to do. It'll come up. It's a novella. It's about 150 pages. And, yeah. Fuck Handmaid's Tale. When I say that, I mean it. Read those two books. Those are the ones that are mapping the future. If we don't fucking energetically do something. Just saying. We got to do something, or else you and I will be gone. We won't be a match to, many of us won't be a match to 5D. 3D. Don't get me wrong. But many more will be a match to 3D. And what does that encompass to be a match to 3D? Fear, my friend. Fucking fear. You can be the nicest person on the planet. But if you are in fear, that is not a match to 5D. It's a match to 3D. Do you get where I'm coming from here? So, when you become fearless, connected to 5D, connected to your spirit guides, connected to Mother Earth, like literally, the weather is fucking great. Walk. I remember we had a rainstorm a couple days ago, and I walked barefoot in the ground. I was not feeling well, and within, I'd say 7 minutes, no more than that, I suddenly felt better because I was getting grounded by Mother Earth. I was walking barefoot in the rain, in the grass. Do things like that. All of our shoes have rubber bottoms. When we walk, we don't get grounded. When our grandparents were walking on this planet, they had leather-soled shoes. The bottoms of their shoes were leather, and they were getting the electromagnetic current through the leather. I'm not joking. So all of our shoes have prevented us to get grounded. So now we have to literally take our shoes off. Or get grounding shoes. There's a company called Earthing. They're not cheap. But they have a copper little thing on the bottom of the shoe. Right around the pad, the thick pad of your foot, the front of your foot. And it grounds you. I'm thinking at some point of gifting myself a pair of those shoes, just like slip-ons or slip-on sandals, because I want to feel connected. I want to be grounded more than just 7 minutes or 10 minutes. I can't always walk barefooted, but I want to get grounded. So look up those shoes. They're apparently amazing. I mean, and they will work. Or get yourself some, I hate to say it, this is me as a vegetarian, okay? But get yourself some fucking leather bottom shoes. I'm not kidding. Don't wear those fucking rubber shoes every day. Tennis shoes, workout shoes. Try to get, like I used to wear jazz shoes, for real, jazz dancing, because I was into jazz dancing. And I would wear that, and I would wear them to the holes and then get another pair and get another pair. They were leather bottomed. So you want to ground yourself, exactly, every day. Every fucking day. And that will increase your ability to do the transmutation of this fucked up energy and to bring in the new earth. So those are some of the things that you need to do. Go on my playlist, look up guided meditations, and then also look up mantras for abundance. and start learning this shit, okay? I'm going to make grounding shoes. What a great idea. Absolutely. All right. Sending you much love on your journey. It's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to meditate. I got to get my shit together. I got to wake up in a few hours. And I want to send you so much love. Alice, thank you for being here. Very sweet. And thank you for your support. And please do what you can. Repost on the Madeleine. It was taken by the zombies, and that's what I call them. That's what they deserve. Sending you much love on your journey. Namaste.